God Osiris, best known for being the god of reincarnation and the love of goddess Isis. And as you will learn later on in this video, that he is god of more than this reincarnation. And here is his hieroglyphics, titles, alternative names and spellings, and symbols. God Osiris. God Osiris is the representation of the direction east, and if you remember, the god Men was also the god of the he also represented the direction east, but I would recommend using Osiris over Men. You do not know how many times I have said Horus instead of Osiris, and I had to redo this video. Anyhow, I want to say that Osiris, one of the titles was King of Kings. The three Abrahamic faiths uses this all the time, say that though Jesus was King of Kings. And it's very interesting that that was his title, and it goes to show that that's something they took from the Egyptian Pantheon. Now, God Osiris was not only god of reincarnation, but god of 7 other things, such as god of creation, god of abundance, god of death, god of dreams, god of reincarnation, god of rituals, and god of vegetation. Now, the thing that I want to point out here also was, he was god of death, and a lot of people fear death and think that it's all this bad stuff, you know. about death, when there's a god of death. Which is not true. I want to point out that he is actually, another one of his titles was he who is always happy. Osiris was always happy being with Isis, and also he loved what he did. And he would actually, him being a god of death means that he's going to watch over the deceased. And reincarnation was actually that he actually, helped people go to the next life. And you saw the kind of cool picture I had for rituals. I couldn't, if you think of rituals, we're not talking about pagan rituals. We're talking about any ritual that you would do throughout your day. Getting up, brushing your teeth first thing in the morning. That is an example. He is God of. So, he is mainly God of routines, but mainly, I'm guessing the word ritual, him being God of, would be more of him, and rituals of magic. His sacred animals, he had 8 sacred animals, and they were apes, Benu boards, bulls, crocodiles, pigs, lambs, sphinxes, and vultures. And the vulture is very important. Many people think that vultures are like bad animals and stuff. If you think about it, vultures feed on the deceased. Yes, like dead animals and stuff. But they're actually, in regards of reincarnation, kind of like cleaning up the remains and stuff. I know it's weird. I'm trying to just think of how you could put that, as why that would be a special animal. It's actually an animal mainly special to a lot of gods and goddesses. Is the vulture, the sphinx is also special to a lot of them also, and you will see that mainly there are a few animals that we're going to talk about that are special to gods and goddesses, such as sphinxes, vultures, cows, and cats. Those are the 4 main special animals to the Egyptians. Osiris's special, his sacred cuddles, he had 2, if you haven't been able to tell from the titles and stuff, was black and green. His sacred stones was topaz, and quartz. And quartz meaning abundance of different gemstones. There's a lot of different types of quartz. And also the quartz, the clear white quartz, is what pagans use a whole bunch, and Wiccans and Satanists. The quartz we use for protection circles, for a lot of stuff in our magic practices. So quartz are very valuable dealing with magic. His sacred plant was grain and ivy. Now, his mom was the sky goddess Nut. His father was Geb, earth god. And as we talked about, his love of his life was his wife Isis. Now, it's kind of interesting that Isis was also his sister. So, again, in the Egyptian Pantheon and also with the Greek Pantheons, they often slept with their mothers or sisters, you know, they kept it close in the family. And he had one child named Anubis. Now, I was going to go on and add a little bit about the story of why Osiris is always as a mummy. You might have to Google that. I will try to give you a link to the story about that. But unfortunately, I am out of time. Blessed be.